Hey guys, Eitan here on Talk to Eitan show, and we're in episode 5, and we have Art Fisher here, all the way from California. Hello, Art. Thanks for joining the show. How's your day going?
It's going quite well, Ethan. Thanks for asking.
Great to hear. Great to hear. So, yeah, tell us about yourself. I know I've mentioned that you're from California, but where exactly in California are you from? Have you always lived there? It'd be great to know what where you're brought up. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I grew up a few hours away from here. Now I live in San Diego, pretty close to the beach. I've been here since 2004, lived in Arizona for a little while, and ended up here.
And how do you compare like the different areas? Like I'll be honest with you, I've only been to America I've been a few times, but I don't know what the areas are like. Like how do you compare them? What's the pros and cons between all the areas that you've lived in? And
Well, San Diego, it's a pretty moderate temperature all year round. It's been said we've got some of the best weather in the world. I have to agree with that. Arizona, it's pretty dry and hot for a good portion of the year. And then around this time of year, it can be colder than California, actually. So it varies a lot over there. I've seen temperatures go as high as 129 degrees in Arizona.
oh wow, what's
Yeah.
your ideal temperature? Do you like it really hot? Cool.
I'm flexible as far as that goes. The heat doesn't really bother me, except when if you get in the car and you touch your steering wheel. That kind of sucks. But other than that, I'm good. I'm not a crybaby on weather.
Oh, nice. Okay. And
Mhm.
and what are you doing at the moment? What are you how are you keeping yourself busy during the pandemic? How are you? What is your occupation at the moment?
Well, I got laid off from being a bartender
Okay.
because of the pandemic, right? I don't really see all the evidence that we're in a true pandemic, not even an epidemic, but those are my
Fair enough.
personal views.
Fair enough.
I'm a real unique individual as far as going along with the narrative and all that. I take care of my own health.
Can I
I
ask? Can
don't
I ask
really.
what your opinion is? I'm very happy to hear.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
What is your opinion on the
Like I
situation
said,
we're in? I mean, there's going to be lots of opinions, but be interested to hear what yours is for sure.
well, I connect myself with some real out of the box thinkers as well as some doctors and health
Okay.
experts. I've been taking care of my own health since 1994. And one thing I noticed, I haven't heard anybody on the media talking about how to keep yourself well, a strong immune system. It's all garbage to me. Wear a stupid mask on your head and stay inside. I don't feel like the government's ever been able to control a pandemic, and they never will be able to. Just got to teach people how to be healthy, which they're not interested in doing that because people who live in fear are much easier to control. So that's basically how I feel about it.
So what do you think is the real agenda behind it? You think from what you've learned?
Oh boy. Well, we can go a lot of different ways on that, but I'll keep it simple and let you realize I'm not sure your age, but I've seen different pieces of a certain agenda being rolled out over the last 15, 20 years. And it's under the premise that people continue voting for things that will keep them safe for their own good. And they don't realize what it's like sheep being led to the slaughter. So I'll just leave it with that.
You don't. Fair enough. So you mentioned you got laid off as a bartender. What about now? What's happening now? Are you managing to find anything else to keep yourself busy?
Well, absolutely. I've always been an entrepreneur-minded person, and I've learned quite a bit over the years about that. Currently, I'm a forex trader as well as I invest in different cryptocurrencies.
Can you tell us more about that? I mean, there's a lot of you see a lot of it going on. Like I'm not sure about people who are watching this, but especially me. Like I often will get people trying to tell me, you can earn X amount of money a month doing this kind of trading or buy this Bitcoin. Like you see it all over the internet. I'd be interested to hear what you think the truths are behind trading and Bitcoin. What is the best way to get into it, and how do you make money from it?
Well, it's like anything in life that you want to be a professional at. It takes time and effort, and you've got to master your craft. There's no such thing as I'm going to go and be a master trader in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? It's like a doctor's not going to be given a scalpel in his first month in medical school. You know what I mean? And so it's a similar path. You start off learning the basics. I always send people to a site called babypips.com.
Yeah.
It guides you from the very basics all the way up to making lots of money. It takes discipline. Actual trading forex is not that difficult at all. It just depends how much control you have over yourself and being able to follow along and do what you're supposed to when you're supposed to. So it's an 80% mental game. 20% are the fundamentals of it.
So the people that are like making a living from it, I wouldn't say necessarily making a fortune. For the guys that are making a living from it and the guys that are failing in it, what would you say, like the people that are actually managing to make a living from it, what's the kind of like habits, like what are they doing that's actually enabling them to earn the money? Is it just as simple as just half graft? Is there a method to it?
Well, of course, there's a method. There's lots of different systems that you can choose, but you have to choose one or two systems and follow those. There's rules. Some people, they go outside the rules. They break their discipline. There's lots of reasons why people don't make it, but those that do, they consistently follow the rules. And they don't take risks. They don't treat it like gambling. They treat it like a real business. They mark down their winners, their losses, and keep good track of what they're doing, so they can go back and see the mistakes they've made and recover from them, and not keep making the same mistakes.
So if someone wanted to get into it, like some people may have never heard of Bitcoin and trading and that kind of stuff, and they wanted to get into it now, like what would you say is the most sensible way for them to enter it? I mean, you mentioned that website. Anything else they could do or they should do?
Well, that website would guide them along the path to getting themselves started. But along with that, I'd recommend getting yourself set up with a demo account. Right?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So go to download an MT4 from either the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, depending which type of smartphone you have. Get the well, you can even do it on laptop. Open up a demo account and take the basics that you learned and just practice for a month or two before you ever decide of putting real money into a broker's account.
Okay, that's interesting. So when you're not trading, what else are you doing in your free time? Like, what do you do to relax or to let off some steam in the hot sunshine? Yeah.
Yeah. I like investing in cryptocurrencies as well. That's
Yeah.
another thing I do. But as far as recreation, I like to surf. I like just cool, adventurous type of things. I spend quite a bit of time in the ocean. So yeah.
Can you tell us more about the surfing? Like, are you? I even though I'm in this sport world, I don't know much about surfing. Something water sports is never my thing actually. Like, can you tell us like how many hours you're training? Like, what kind of training you should be doing for surfing? Like, is it very important the kind of board you have and all the waves? I know it's like it's an art in itself. So yeah, like where would you start from there?
Well, I feel like you should get some instruction if you want to do it. The best thing is to live by the ocean, because you're going to need to do it at least a few times a week to get proficient at it. In the beginning, it might seem like you're never going to catch it, because it can be a daunting sport in the beginning. But once you get it, it's like anything else. You pick it up, you just begin to progress, and it's always good to take better lessons or get a better coach as you progress along. Board size is important. I recommend always starting off with a longer board, probably 3 foot longer than your height.
Okay.
And
why is that? What's the reason for that? What's the significance of a longer board?
Well, they're a lot more stable and buoyant, so they'll float you better. And as you're riding, you're not flopping around, it's more stable when you're standing up on it.
Have you ever done any competitions?
Actually, I have not. I just got into it because I've always been a board type of person. I liked all types of different, what they would call extreme sports. You know, I've been into skateboarding, snowboarding, skiing, lots of other different things, but we'll just narrow it down.
What's the biggest wave you've ever surfed or seen? Both.
Well, I was at a beach called Sunset Cliffs, and it was about 12 to 14 feet one day, and I was actually in it. To me, it seemed like a house chasing me.
Oh, really?
So it was quite intense. That's about as big as I care to go, because you got to remember, if these waves bowl over and push you down, you've got to be able to hold your breath and other things. Lots of little stuff comes
That's
with
interesting.
it.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so it can be dangerous.
So even you have your limits, yeah.
Yeah, as far as that goes, yeah, for sure. Not trying to go get, lose my life surfing.
Are you doing you going to a gym at the moment? Are the gyms open there? Are you training? Are you doing any kind of like conditioning training at home or general exercise other than surfing as well?
Actually, I do. I use kettlebells quite a bit. I would say just about every day I'm swinging the kettlebells around, doing different movements, exercises, and keeping myself fit. Part of fitness is eating right, and I'm what you consider a health nut. So, I've got that covered. I did like going to different gyms, but apparently they're all closed. But yeah, the surf is my gym. They closed that for a while. Told us we couldn't go to the beach, but as soon as they opened it, I was back out there.
Would you say the kettlebell train, is there a crossover from the kettlebell train you do onto your surfing? Do you feel the difference, like when you're doing that, or not really?
Well, I feel like the stronger and more fit you are, the easier surfing is. Yeah, absolutely. And that goes for any sport. I used to do boxing and martial arts quite a bit when I was younger. So, anything you do, weight training is going to assist that.
Yeah, I guess especially like the core, like holding yourself and tensing on the board the whole time, and you're always resisting against the waves, right? I guess so. I guess doing anything, you're not always resisting. Okay, you're going with the waves. No, okay.
Yeah, have you heard the saying, "Go with the flow"? Yeah, that applies.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no resisting. You're not going to win. The ocean is much stronger than you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. How did you get involved with the Aphro-D? How did you see it? How long were you taking it for? And what differences did you see from taking it from the beginning to the end?
Well, yeah, I discovered it probably about 3 months ago.
Okay.
Almost 3 months. Ordered it. It arrived. My thing is, I'm always looking for an edge in sports, like I guess a lot of athletes are, and I had read about that boosting up your T levels makes a lot of difference. You can get bigger size physically. You can have a lot more endurance and other different things that it's supposed to help with. So I had experimented with a few different products. Every single one of them gave me a stomach ache. So I'd be sitting out in the water, and just as soon as the product would start hitting, within a half hour, I'd get this massive stomach ache. And I would stay out and continue my session, but I eventually get out and just have a horrible rest of the day because of that. So discovered the Aphro-D. I thought, well, let's give this a try. It had some of the things in it that I was familiar with, like the Turberalis. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it looked like a quality product. So I said, well, let me give this a shot. And one thing I can say is I have not had one stomach ache with it. It does taste terrible, though. I'll say that. It tastes horrible. But I eat it how they call it, raw dogging. I do that. I haven't made a video of it because who cares?
That's okay. Yeah. I understand.
It's like it seems like it helps. I would have to probably stay off of it for a little bit to really see what it's doing. Because I use other different types of nutrition to keep me in top performance. But yeah, it seems like a pretty good product. It's clean, you know, high quality ingredients. You know, I cannot say I was lacking with my girls, but I actually noticed that, you know, I have an even more virile, I don't know what's a
Good word.
G-rated way of saying it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't having any issues in that department, but you know, it seems like that's gotten a bit better as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to like reassure anyone that's watching this that this is completely uncut. So whatever Art is saying is completely off his own back, and it's no manipulation from me. So you know, I'm you know, thank you for your honest opinion and facts about, you know, your experience of it, which is really interesting. Yeah, just a final few thoughts. Like, what would be your message to the people, the other guys? And I'm sure you've been in the group for a while and you've been seeing posting and things like that. Like, what kind of like from all the experiences and the things you've read and your own experiences as well, what would be your message to those people in the group and people watching this? Like, especially things like health, nutrition, trading. I guess those three things. What would be their message? Be your message to them?
Well, there's a saying that goes, "Be all you can be." You know, I've never been in the military, but I took that saying, and you know, I like maxing out my potential in life. You know, doing things that are challenging to myself, and you know, not just be that same old dude like everybody else. You know, sitting on the couch, thumbing away at the remote. You know, I like high action things that are, you know, almost scary sometimes, and you know, it's fun and rewarding. You know, eating good. You know, you eat good, you feel good. Eat bad, you feel bad. It's really simple stuff. Just a lot of these things we weren't taught in school or in our households. I know I wasn't. You know, I grew up in a household eating everything. I've evolved tremendously from where I was because of the different cancers that I saw running through the family. And I thought, wow, you know, what's this cancer all about? So I began investigating and studying nutrition, health, wellness, you know, physical wellness, you know, mental wellness. It's all tied in together, spiritual wellness. And, you know, I became my own doctor, so to speak. You know what I mean? I don't believe in going and
That's a good one.
filling up on medications and prescriptions. Your body's never deficient in any type of prescription, anything. And I won't be getting any type of corona vaccine whatsoever.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, just educate yourself, and you know, you can do the same things that the doctors are supposed to be doing. You know, it's not any type of impossible task like, oh, I'm not a doctor, I can't take care of myself. Like, you know, that's just what we've been taught in school, and I escaped that type of
So I missed it. So repeat that last part we just went away. You said there's a bit of a pause there. So just say that again, that you're not a doctor right at the end.
Well, just saying that, you know, anybody can learn the things that a doctor learned. You know, it's not any type of wizardry or magic that's impossible to learn. You can take care of yourself and, you know, keep yourself healthy, as opposed to just depending on those guys exclusively as a victim, you know.
Fisher, thank you very much for joining the show. I hope to keep talking to you and learning from you, and yeah, hope to speak to you in the future. Have a great week, and yeah, hope to interview you soon.
All right, you're the same.
Care.
It's good talking with you.
You too. Take care. Bye bye.